All right, and welcome back to another exciting episode of Minetest gameplay of sorts. Yeah. And it's October 22nd at 53.3 degrees. I want my summer back. Darned it. However, an interesting episode, to say the least. But first, we have two submissions from Gilbert. Yep. An upgraded building. I call it Shyster, and Shyster Law Offices. How many people remember the show that the law offices of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe came from? Certainly. Very nice, though. I like how people look outside the box and use different shapes. And I think that's a very cool way of doing things. You know, that's what makes certain, what do you call it? Is certain types of architecture more interesting from the norms. Like you can tell a European house from an American house, or a Japanese traditional house from a modern house. You know, that kind of thing. So, yeah. So thank you very much for sending those in. You can send your photos of your builds in to richardjeffreysshow@gmail.com. And, yeah, we will go from there. But there it is. The completed mall. So we are going to take a look at what we got. Oh, real quickly. I think Simbicon asked what the key did in one of the episodes. So those keys are for locked objects. And there's a keychain of others. Oh, so if we look at lock, I can't remember. That's not how you spell lock. I got to remember where these came from. So there was chests and there was a locked chest. Chess. That's the game. Oh, where is it? I have them in the medieval world. Oh, here it is. Duh. Lock to lock and share objects. So that's what those keys go for. I have to see what mod they came from. I don't know. I know there was a chest and, an oven. There was an oven that also you had to have the key to open. Let's see if I can find it here. Oven, stainless, oven locked. Oh well. Let us look at what that does before we take a fly around here. Lock to lock and share objects. It doesn't want to do anything. Of course it doesn't, because, you know, that would make too much sense. So if I did that, I'm not sure even if this oven is out of fuel. To use it, you had to unlock it. I'm going to waste the entire video just finding that. It was, let's see, locked. Where was it? Yeah, the keys. That's Digiline, locked chest. I'm going to have to go back into the medieval world, and because I inadvertently added those. Let's see, furnace. Oh, Sherlock Furnace. Okay, let's try that. So let's find out what mod this comes from real quickly. Out of fuel, but to open it, locked furnace, you have to, I have the keys in my inventory. That's why it's allowing me in. So if we go here and we turn on, it doesn't tell me where it came from. Shared lock furnace pointing at Oh. Now, if I remove the keys, I bet you it won't let me in. It'll say you need a lock. And it's still. Oh, well. I'm going to figure that out. But it came from a mod. And I'm not sure if it was... it wasn't home decor. I think there's an actual mod of locked items. Is it? It won't tell me where. It won't tell me where it came from. I will have to research that. But it came from a mod. So we're here at the new mall, and this is the finished. This is what I came up with. And the roof did not turn out the way I want. We have underground parking. We have some willow trees. So this is called the Willow Tree Mall. And I'm hoping it won't stay that way. So this is how it looks. I like that unfinished dirt in that area. So we have two entrances for the street. I did make the subway come over here. Because I'm going to put a subway. I don't know if I want to damage this area by putting a subway up here. But nevertheless, let's take a look at this bad boy. Made the top curve in using the angled blocks. So you come in, you got this grand entrance. I got all my doors set up and everything else. And I have squirrels in my mall. Hi, Mr. Squirrel. And to be honest, this building should have been at least 4 times bigger to replicate. And everybody's been in a mall. Most people have been in a mall. And the center is usually food courts and stuff like that on a lower level. But the thing that I really liked was using these angles. Unfortunately, there was no way of seamlessly making the glass conform to those angles. So we come in here. You got a nice willow tree. Thus is why I called it Willow Tree Mall. And an acacia tree. And a sleeping doggy. You got a little pond. I like that. It interfered with the parking garage a little bit. Oh, you're a cat. I thought you were a dog. And I made it so these are huge businesses. And these can be, obviously you can extend the wall out and make whatever you want, back office, stuff like that. But this goes down to the parking garage, which we'll show in a minute. And these are like the grand staircases that when you come in, you go up here to the second floor. How exciting. And then you come over here to the third floor. Wow. We're really going now, but there you have it. You get this real pretty overview. And usually why I say this should have been bigger is usually, we have the corner anchor buildings, and then these are just ended up being walkways. But it turned out fine. So you have this, you got nice overlooks and everything else. For doors right now, Too Many Nodes has an angled doors and angled walls mod. So I'm going to be looking at that. But last time I ran it, it had so many objects that it went over the limit of the amount of stuff that you could show in the inventory. So an idea was just take what parts of the mod that you need, and I'm going to create the doors. But for right now, I'm just going to use the black glass to simulate that. So, you could have a big, huge store up here or an office, whatever the case is. Go from there. But you come around here and you got this walkway, which then everything's granite, obviously. And then that allows you to come down. And these windows here are going to be blacked out. They're going to be, I'm going to put slabs in here. Because when you come into the businesses on the corners, ooh, I didn't see that. When you come into businesses on the corners, I went crazy planting trees. obviously you don't want your back office area, or if I put a washroom over here, you don't want people looking in. So there is that. Uh-oh, I just killed something. I heard it. Nope, I guess it didn't. So that's kind of cool, even though you just see willow trees. And a fox. And then you come back down to the main. Just chilling, bro. I think he's stuck. Doesn't matter. Then you come out. Everything's got the automatic gates. There we go. Thank you. We close. Got a patio. And I got to figure out which website I got this texture from. And I don't believe I can share it because I don't think it was Creative Commons. But I'm looking into that. Over here, see, I like this areas of unpatched grass. And I'm hoping they stay like that. Got some nice oak trees and everything. So I was working on the parking garage here, and I'm flying around, coming up with ideas and everything else. And I look on the server, or I look and I see a person's name. And I'm like, I didn't name any of the animals. So I start flying towards it to find out, what it was. It was a person just walking around looking at the world. Now, in the Minetest.conf file, you can regulate who logs on, how they log on, stuff like that. Well, I had damaged that file and uploaded a different file, which I thought was the most current one, and it took off any authentication, allowing anybody to log in. And to my surprise, there was a person logged in looking around. And that was cool. They only have shout and interactive, but the server that I'm using only has 2 gig of RAM and is a 1-core server. And you can see I'm not sure if I open the world up for viewing, how much that's going to impact on the server. So I'm looking into that because I do want to make the world where people can log. I'm not looking at interactive play, but I am looking at opening the server up so people can come in and look at it to gain inspiration or to see how I did something, or, whatever the case is. And until then, unfortunately, it is a private server. So sorry about that, but I'm working on it. And the old world that I had shared actually got copyright striked on MediaFire because of the Nyan Cat graphic in the texture pack. So I have to go back. I keep getting it doesn't matter what I do. If somebody gets pissed off, somebody gets their panties in a bunch, no matter what people do. So that's an overview of this whole thing. And the roof, although I would have loved to have it angled. Now I looked at my other roof because I did follow a, what do you call it? Curve, or the angle of the roof on another building, but I used blocks. It didn't have this smooth transition. There were actual blocks in. It's a building way over here, and I'll show it on the way out. So it didn't work too well. And another thing I'm not going to go overboard on is, you notice there's no washrooms. Well, those are going to be in the private businesses. This business over here, though, is severely restricted because of the doorway. I'm going to grab this because of the doorway. So what I can do here, let's see if I can make, that didn't work, but that did. Cool. And what ended up happening, because I put the parking garage, I lost my train of thought. What ended up happening because of the parking lot is you can only get in from one way. So this obviously is going to be the offices of the mall. And there's going to be offices in here. There's going to be restrooms for people on the first floor. It's kind of bad that you have to walk all the way around the mall. If you want to make this look, what's the word I'm looking for? If you want to make it look, quit interrupting. If you wanted to make it look realistic, wait a minute, that didn't work. Why is it doing that? That's not how it's supposed to go. So I'm just real quick. Oh, it takes up that whole node. I have to do it that way. That's why. So what we will do, we'll shoot it. Yeah, that's brilliant. We will take this and go here. Here. That didn't work. Why can't I make this work? 2 and 1. Oh, that worked out. We're going to stack it by 4 because, why not? No, 3. 1, 2, 3. I almost went into the ceiling. That would have been most unfortunate. So there we go. That's the idea for the doorway. Now, for right now, that's good enough. I trap the panda in there because of, let's see, 1, 2. Let's see how this is going to look for right now. It puts it on an angle. So what I can do, that's not bad. I kind of like that. So there's going to be some plants over here and stuff like that. But that looks kind of cool because I don't know if I have enough room underneath to put. See, there's the gates. You can see the player detector and it lets the gate controller work. That's the range of it. Because I'm using an older version of Technic. Is that Technic? Yeah. No, Misicons. The older version of Misicons does not have it. All you can do is put in the player. You can let certain players in, or Digiline channel. The other ones also have the newer version of Misicons. When you click on it, it'll also give you a version to how many nodes that it's off. So I had to put these 5 nodes from the bottom so that when you walk up, you're not way over there and the door is opening kind of deal. So that's part of the problem. The other problem is I just saw that, or I don't know how long it's been out, but Minetest 5.3.0 came out. One of the problems that I have is I've modified the mods that I use. This is World 5.1.0. And I've modified the mods to the point that they no longer work on the new worlds. I can't update the mod because of the modifications I've made within the mod. I did it the wrong way. So, for example, Dream Builder uses Streets 1.0. And I even, in the latest one, these light poles come from Streets 2. So I actually went into Dream Builder, found the Streets mod, added these lights in. So now, if I update Dream Builder, all these lights will disappear. But you can't run Streets 2 with Dream Builder because it'll conflict. Because it's already included in that pack. And I've tried different ways of taking it out and putting that one in, but it kind of messes things up. So for right now, in this world will most likely perpetually stay in 5.1 because it didn't work in 5.2. But I am going to start playing around with 5.3. That squirrel's nuts. Usually they open the doors. The player detector, I think on some of the mobs, it actually would open the doors. Open. There we go. I knew you could do it. So we're going to take another quick walk around here. So these businesses are going to be responsible for their own bathrooms and stuff and such. And then for here, there used to be a wall here. The wall came here, and I just moved the wall out and then put in, the fancy staircases that take up all the room here. But I like it. I really do like how that horse is just staring. He's been there for 2 days. He's stalking. Oh, he's like, don't let him look. And then he'll turn around. Oh, now he's gone. Oh, he's back. Yeah, I have no life. So, whoever, I'm not going to sit there and populate. I might do the office on the bottom just because. But I think this is a cool place. And most malls do have some kind of interactive thing in the center. So 3 of the sides have these staircases, which tie everything together. And then they go out onto the 2 of them go out to the patios. And the 3rd one goes out to the street view. And then this one is the grand entrance staircase. So we got our willow trees. We got some vines. Got some cool vegetation going on. I was going to put a stairway here in this little quadrant to go down, but I did not. Because over here, we have access to the parking garage. And I was thinking about doing it on the other side and then just extending the walkway around it. So that might do it. But you come down here, we come into the parking garage, automatic gates, we have a Ferrari. We have this cool kind of skeleton structure here. And the only bathroom in the place. Nice. For the sake of realism, sometimes realism can hurt the build. But basically, it comes out here. There's parking. I can't go any further here. I can, however, if I go through here, those lights are the lights on the bottom of the pool. So I could extend it out all the way to the gate controllers, which would lead out to that entrance there. So there's a lot of missing room here. I could really, really make this garage larger, but I chose not to. Yeah. So it's all lit up, everything else real nicely. It's got a nice structure, follows the granite and concrete roof. You park your cars down here. Cool. And I like the way it's like the medieval style that you'd see those braces, but it's with granite. Then you come out here and we have the automatic gates here too, obviously. Keep the wildlife out. And then you come up here to the road. And there you have it. That's it. That is the new mall. And it turned out good. I really do wish, and I think this would look a lot better if actually everything here was doubled the size. If I doubled the size and then did something with the roof differently, it almost gives that would make it look more like a real mall. So even if I just copied this and went one over in a huge block, and then in the center, it had, the nature and the tree and everything else. But I'm very happy with the way it turned out. I think it looks really cool. Yeah. Now for the street, I put the lights in. Everything was acting really weird because I was playing on the other street corner. I was looking at what the lighting schematic was, since I already had it, and everything started acting funny, and all of a sudden the game started there's that horse again. Everything started crashing until I left the area, and then came back into the area, and everything was fine. So I have no idea what was going on there, but it was kind of unsettling. And then the next day there was somebody running around on the server. So it wasn't that. It was just something with the digi line. It didn't like something that happened. So here is the addition to the train line. The train line goes all the way down the city street here, and it continues. Nice leg. It continues down that way. And then that's countryside, and that way back to the other part of the city, the main line. So it comes down here, and there's one of the buildings right there. Cool. If you remember this one. Oh, yeah, this just goes up to behind those buildings, behind the row of buildings. So we come down here, and I have a way that I can get real fancy to where I can get all the tracks to go wherever I want. But for right now, this is all it does. And it comes down here, and it goes all the way down to this point here, in which it dumps you out right here. Because I'm not sure how I'm going to proceed in this area. I was thinking about a tunnel, and I could narrow the street and just make it a 2-lane tunnel going through here and utilizing this rock and all this, because there's a lot of land to clear. Or I could bring it, gradually bring it up like a hill into that transition, because I don't want to keep flattening out all this area. That's a lot of work. So it's going to do that. So this area, I think I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, and I have to do something with this line back here, because I'd like to keep it, but I don't want it a sheer rock face. So I'm thinking about just making it rock faced all the way in. So cool. But that's it. That is the new mall. And in this area, so we have all the design schools and all the museums. There's a museum. And this is how I would like my town to look. We have a sequoia forest. Did those trees pop in yet? No, they didn't. Takes like 2 days in real life for those trees to pop in. But it's kind of cool. And then this way we have like an older section, because it goes into this old style building over here. Here's that subway terminal. So I'd like to recreate that, but I don't know which side of the street I want to put it on. We have all that. But then, and there's another subway little terminal over here. So I'm pretty sure I could pull that off. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 6 wide. I could figure out something to do with that. Our museums. We have office buildings. We have businesses. Condos, convention centers. Cool. And this is the building I was talking about where I followed the curve right here. The problem is, when you come up close to it, you can see there's full blocks. And these are just kind of filler to follow that. And you can see, I like it on this building, but I did not want to do it on the other. So, yeah. Wow, I have not had this much lag. We've been having some weird weather and stuff. And it's the internet. It's just how everything acts. But for the most part, see, it doesn't look bad, but you can definitely tell it's not flat. But there you have it. That's going to do it. That's the finished mall. And, yeah, I want to continue with that area and make it real nice. And the fishies doing anything? Nope. I want to finish with that area and start proceeding in other directions and start building out. And I have a little bit left to do on the mall. I just want to make the first floor, put in the offices for the building, make that look realistic, and then continue building. So thank you very much for watching. And it's been rainy this whole week. So we haven't been able to get out and enjoy the fall and the leaves changing and all that kind of fun stuff. So get out while the weather's still good, have fun, build, and go from there. Thanks again for watching, and until next episode,